Well, this video is going to cover a very common question that I'm asked from other YouTubers, and that's where do I pull my ideas and concepts for my videos for YouTube. In particular, we're going to look at a video where I pulled two opposing companies together and presented it in one video, and I'll show you where I got the idea from. But we'll also be looking at a whole bunch of other things as well, so stay watching. I get a lot of ideas by the way toys are presented in shops, and by the way advertising is used to display these toys and make you want to buy them. And now let's be reminded of the video where I brought these two companies together and listen very carefully to the wording that I've used. There's a new train toy alongside Thomas in the shops. All of a sudden the Thomas Empire has some direct competition. It's a fight between the red and the blue to attract a loyal audience. So there you have it, it's a fight between the red and the blue. And you know, when you see the two companies side by side like this, it's difficult to imagine you're actually dealing with rival brands. The other very important thing this advertising displays to us, both companies are given the same amount of real estate. There's no bias towards one or the other. I'm well aware some of these toy franchises have legions of fans. Thomas and Friends have an advantage that they've been in the marketplace for a very long time. Chuggington is certainly the new kids on the block. They've got a lot of new characters, new stories, a new TV show, and some of their play sets are heaps of fun. So there you have it, the secret is out on how I got the idea for one of my most popular videos. In another form of comparison and a far more complex video, I looked at a Star Wars Lego craft versus a Mega Bloks Halo craft. One big problem for me is doing comparisons like this take a lot of time, they are costly, and to get a return on them, well, you may never get a return on them. When you're looking at the craft, which costs around $70, and this other one here around $100 and weeks of production time, it's almost not worthwhile doing these styles of videos. Maybe I should adopt an approach of doing in-camera reviews, showing models like this, wham bam thank you ma'am, in-camera edits. It'd be so much simpler. But hey, let me tell you something, you're never going to see me do what other people do. Just while we're thinking about comparisons, could you do a comparison between this Creo Battleship Alien Strike and the Lego Alien Conquest? This Creo set retails for around 50 Australian dollars, and this Alien Conquest set was around $34 when it was available. So price wise, Lego's cheaper there, but would their design outclass what Creo are serving up? Or how about this for a head-to-head comparison? This Halo helicopter versus this Lego City helicopter. In the country where I reside, you're looking around $55 for that set, and if I switch over to Lego, it's around $70 for that set. And in their own rights, both craft look fantastic. Could I do a comparison between these two space shuttle sets? This little Best Lock one cost me $25, and it's obviously very small, while this big Lego one, in the country where I reside, cost me $160. But it wouldn't be a fair comparison because we're dealing with two totally different scaled models. Maybe a fair comparison would be a comparison between this large Enlightened space shuttle and the space shuttle only from the large Lego set. I've got a funny feeling these space shuttles are fairly similar in scale. It'd be an interesting comparison. Look at the way the wheel setup is on the Enlightened space shuttle. This is the Lego shuttle, very similar design there. And I dare say the Lego fanboys would be in fits of rage, saying that Enlightened have stolen everything. But there's one thing I'd like to remind you, this space shuttle here was cheap as chips. I often say to YouTubers, sometimes it pays off to think outside the square. Could you pull off a comparison between these two dolls? As strange as this may sound, both of these guys are massively popular. My daughter will use both of these dolls and play with them together. But could you pull a review and make a comparison between the two? It'd be a very daring thing to do. But sometimes taking that big risk can have huge rewards. I'm going to put these dolls back in my daughter's room before I'm busted with them down in the workshop. During winter time in Australia is the big toy sales. So you're buying like toys 6 months away from Christmas, or maybe you've got children who have birthdays and it's a good time to buy toys. I notice there's R2. He's going for $199. In a Lego variant, it says save $50, but in Kmart I noticed they had a nice set, and it's the Lego Shuttle Expedition set, and it's $129, and that's about $30 off. It doesn't say it's $30 off, but I know its full price is around $160 in Australia. You know, it's funny, with my daughter, I gave her a catalogue and I said, go and circle everything that you like. And of course, she circled everything. There's some chugger stuff there. I actually went in and bought that set. I may bring it to YouTube as a review. I just don't know yet. There's the Thomas stuff. And look at that. I've certainly got that set. I think I paid $150 for it. It's now $99. So that's the Totally Tidmouth set. It's a massive box. And it's an excellent set. And I just jumped to the Lego section in the Kmart catalogue. And you know, you see parents in the shops there and they're scrutinising all these prices, and they've looked at the prices online. Sure, there's some great bargains there, but I tell you what, there was one set that a lady had pointed out to me which was an incredible bargain. Let's take a look. Well, this is a set that was in the shops. It was in Kmart. It was up on the top shelf. Thank goodness that lady pointed it out to me. That's how many pieces are in it, because where we live we don't have a piece count. Let me throw up the USA price as via lego.com. $49.99. Let me throw up the Australian price as via lego.com. $59.99. And let me reveal how much I paid for this set. Incredibly, $35. That's 8 cents per piece. That is incredible bargain in Australia. That is the cheapest I have seen Lego. We need more of this, Mr. Lego. Thank you for this. Our dollar is strong. We need more of this, please. Here's the receipt. Seaside House going across. $35. Yeah. And you know, I go into shops and I sort of feel how heavy the boxes are. And this is a big heavy box. How much does it weigh? Let's have a look. 995 grams. And you know what that's very similar to? Oh yeah, that helicopter there. It's an excellent set. It's around $70 full price in Australia. Let's check the weight. 970 grams. And so often in the Lego world, people talk about the price per piece. And of course, we looked at that creator set on special. It was 8 cents per piece. Incredible in Australia to see that. And that helicopter would run up, and its full price at $70 would be about 17 cents per piece. Let's take a look at some Star Wars stuff. And I often see American tubers in particular say, oh, it's so expensive with Lego in America. Well, look. There's the Australian price, $90 for that TIE fighter, 21 cents per piece. That's the full price. And the X-Wing at its full price was $119, 21 cents per piece. So I'm hoping that you guys in the USA can just lay off all that chatter about, oh, it's so expensive, because you guys are getting it for rock bottom. And at the moment in Australia, I'm seeing the set on special for $89. That's a good price in Australia. Well, let's say you're an American and you're planning to come to Australia for a holiday to come and visit me, but I'm going to take you to the shops to buy some Lego. And you're going to say to yourself, well, how much is that going to cost me? Well, when you go to the airport to do your money exchange, one of your American dollars will buy you basically $1 Australian. So the X-Wing fighter there is going to cost you that much. How do you feel? So that's why you'll see me come in comments when I see people saying that Lego is expensive in the United States of America. I come in and I defend Lego on that point, because you guys are getting it for absolutely rock bottom from the pricing that I see around the world, and you should be very appreciative of it. You should be buying loads of Lego. You know, these actually look like excellent sets. I wonder if I should go and build them and smash them together. Do you remember back just after last Christmas? I was all angry about Easter eggs appearing around Christmas time. A little Garfield was in there for on special. He was originally $20. Then he dropped down to $10. Guess how much I got him for? Yep, $5. And at $5, how could you go wrong? You know, one of the great challenges on YouTube is to present content which is fresh, that looks original, and it's something that the audience is going to like, and it's going to be remembered, and it's going to be popular for a long time. It's actually very, very hard to do all this. And let's give an example. Let's say a little rubber chicken. And you sort of say to yourself, well, what's a $1.50 toy? How could I make that memorable to the audience? Well, how could you? Oh! Well, I just did, you see. It's that simple sometimes. I mean, I couldn't make it any simpler than that. But let's have a look at another little thing I did recently. And it sort of highlights the way that I look at doing toys. And my daughter did this review, and it's a very girly toy. I mean, it really is, and the bulk of my audience is boys. So I thought, well, the boys are not going to really want to be seeing the Squinkies camper, are they? But what I did was I wrapped around it a boys theme to give them a bit of entertainment as well. And I think that's really important. You've got to remember that kids, the boys will play with girls' stuff. The girls will play with boys' stuff. You see it all the time, but on YouTube you very rarely see people present a toy like that to appeal to both sexes. Something I like to do. And just on things of that nature, the Lego Friends sets. There's been just so much weird controversy about these fantastic sets. You know, I looked at a lot of videos being uploaded in relation to these sets, and I saw a little niche. I thought nobody's really pinging these off in the way I thought they should be seen. And of course I let my daughter do these reviews. She loves these sets. But the other thing I noticed was they are selling like hotcakes in the country where I reside. These things just vanish off the shelves. They are a really good seller. Now the Lego fanboys probably don't want to hear that, because they have got this sort of problem with this mini doll. They don't like the mini doll for the fact that it's not a minifigure. But I'm yet to do this bigger sets. I've got a few more Lego Friends sets to do. Just excuse me, a cough at it here. I'm back. But I will present it in a way that will be memorable and the boys will like, and that's something that I do. And let's, thinking of things that boys like and girls like, of course we all like trains. What about that? You know, I'm pretty sure I can present this handsome looking train in a way that is going to appeal to both boys and girls. It's something that I always like to do. I don't mind clashing two things that seem opposite together. I do that quite a lot. I don't mind having in one video we look at something, then we jump to something else, and we jump to something else, and people say, wow, you could have made 3 videos out of that. But I like the strength of it being as a 3-part thing, and giving more entertainment and more value if you're coming to look at a video. And I think what's really important is, let's say that the Lego Friends ones, and I came in very late in doing those videos, that if you go in and you do a search, let's say Lego Friends, I want to be on the front page of that search. I want to see my videos on that front page. And because I had the advantage of coming in late is you get to see what the others have been up to. And people say, oh no, you gotta be the first, you've got to be the first to get your video up, the first ones will become the most powerful. The people who are presenting the content, which is the one where people will adhere to, will become the most powerful. Now let's go for a bit of an adventure. Let's go for a bit of a torchlight tour of places you have not seen. Well, there's a new Chuggington set that I've just purchased. It was fairly inexpensive. It looks like a lot of fun. Hopefully one day I'll get into that. There's some Oxford stuff. It's some military stuff. I've had this brought in from overseas, from an Asian country just above Australia. These sets look excellent. They're big sets. There's a lot of bricks in them. I've got some battleship stuff there. I'm not sure whether I'll get into that or not. There's a whole mishmash of stuff that I don't think I'm ever going to see going around. There's a bit of Tommy Tomaker stuff that I found in the shops. I've actually got 2 of those pony trains. You know what it means when I've got 2 of them, don't you? I've actually got 2 of those helicopters. You know what it means when I've got 2 of them? Let's have a bit of a think. That's the Halo helicopter, which looks like that. I sort of want to do a helicopter versus helicopter. I think there's the Lego trains. I mean, there's a red one there and the yellow one. Both those sets are excellent. Sadly, they're quite expensive. You need a few dollars to get into that stuff, but they are excellent. If you want to see this stuff, I mean, tell me the things you want to see. That's the Lego Friends sets. I've still got 2 more of those to bring to YouTube. They're just about finished off doing those. This is one I've been working on, and it's come to a grinding halt because I got busy with other stuff. It's the Lego camper van that I did a retro build on versus the Oxford camper van, and I think when you see that, you'll start to see the design brilliance of Lego versus the other brick companies. Even though Oxford has some excellent quality bricks, they just can't pull off the design excellence that Lego do. Of course, that's the big loader set, which I'm going to do a dark side video of. I'm just waiting for a bit more dark side stuff to appear before I get into it. I've been buying a few Trackmaster sets. I don't know whether or not I'll be getting into them. I mean, I've got that big Trackmaster video to finish off, which is almost done. Some Hot Wheels stuff, I've had loads of people say to me, geez Leo, can you do another Hot Wheels video and do a good one? I will do that for you. Just give me a bit of time, please. What else is there? Let me venture around the other. Oh, let me go up. Shake bridges. How many do you want, guys? How many shake bridges do you want? Guess how much they're in the shops for? Just one guess. $20 a pop. So I basically bought the whole shop out. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I bought a bit of Beyblades because I need that for an upcoming video. Secret Squirrel. I can't tell you what I'm doing with those. It's a bit of a boy versus girl thing. That's all I can say. Hello, ponies. Yes, I'm getting into the ponies, guys. I'm sorry, but the numbers are telling me ponies are it. Hello, little ponies. Look at them. They look so cute. I mean, there's the FX jet engine. It sits there after being blown up. I sort of rebuilt it and made it look nice. The little RC Mario Karts I never got into. Some Lego jets there that I've used in another video. I've got to do an autopsy on that Thomas there. He's waiting for a bit of a pull down to see what went wrong with him in the midst of a toy review. At the back there is a very inexpensive G-scale train that I picked up last Christmas. It's a remote control train. It's very good in detail. This is that remote control G-scale train. It's actually really nice looking. It's very hard to see it in there against the plastic. And there's a whole bunch of rolling stock that I bought with it as well, and it was really inexpensive. And there's one of the rolling stock cars. I think it came with 4 pieces of rolling stock and a whole bunch of track. A couple $100. And further along is a whole bunch of Lego sets. I mean, problem with doing Lego is that the videos are very complex, time consuming, and of course to buy all this Lego is quite costly. But I do like this these sets here because I like the explosives you get with them. That Lego explosives looks great. And there's the Hornby train and the Thomas train, and what's interesting about those two is they're basically about the same price, and there's a bit more Lego as I crawl along. And the more I look, the more I find. As sad as this is, there's that battleship, Creo battleship. Don't know if I'll get around to that. I mean, it's up to you if you really want to see it. But so I'll just blow it up and smash it up. And right down the bottom there is a whole bunch of Thomas stuff, which who knows, may or may not get to. And there's a great big one of the Thomas ones in that bag, and I'm not going to show you because it's Secret Squirrel. So hopefully that gives you a bit of a scope to what I've got stacked away, and maybe you can give me some suggestions on what you want to see first. Look at those shake bridges. Woo! What I'm thinking of doing is doing a big tidy up through all there. All those toys, they've just been building up. It's becoming quite a clutter. I mean, I'm bored of looking at it, so I dare say you guys will be getting bored of looking at it as well. I'll have a big rethink about what I'll present as the eye candy around the back. Maybe you've got some ideas. Oh, look what's creeping in there. Look who's creeping in there. Watch out. Going around. Actually, there's quite a few ponies have crept in. I wonder why. Going around. There's even more ponies. Yeah, so I'm going to have a big rethink. Maybe, imagine just a wall of Thomases looking out at you. A complete wall of them. I could do that now, as sad as it sounds. I mean, maybe you guys just want a big wall of ponies at the back. You got to tell me. And someone asked me just the other day, what was this vehicle here? And it's actually one of those little Creo sets. Now I picked this up for $5 because someone had broken in and stolen the crayons out of it. But it's actually an excellent set, and of course I've built it here in vehicle mode. And I've stuck the head, I mean you don't stick the head on, I've put some spare bricks in on that, and they're the bits you have left over, and I dare say that helps build the robot, or the transformer if you're going to build it in the other mode. But it's a pretty respectable looking car. Well, you've been exposed to quite a few toys up on the shelves in the last bit of this video. Don't forget to tell me the ones you'd like to see brought forward and presented to YouTube. I'll try my best, but remember I don't work very fast. My videos take a fair bit of time to make. Pony power. I've got a video in the wings which also covers something that I've been asked so many times on YouTube. And people say, oh Leo, can you show us how to blow stuff up? Well, I can't do demonstration videos of this or go into the details, but I will give you an insight into the world of miniature pyro. I have to be really careful in the way I present this video, making sure that it is no way seen as an instructional. Anyway, that's what's on the cards. I hope this video gives you some thoughts on presenting something very special to YouTube, and I think that's a really important thing to do. And as always, thank you for watching.